Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I thought it was about time I gave you my review for the second season of Stranger Things. I feel a TV show that I did a review for the first series, and for the second one I did a review for the pilot episode of the second series. I just haven't had time to watch it basically. I've got so many TV shows that I need to catch up with: Westworld, The Sinner, Mr. Mercedes, Castle Rock. There's just The Fog, I want to watch that as well. There's so many I want to catch up with, and I just find it hard really to commit to a TV show, so I have to play catch up with them. I've thoroughly enjoyed the first season of Stranger Things. I thought it was one of the most original TV shows I've seen for a long time. I didn't lose my mind over it or anything. I just thought it was really good and really charming and a lot of fun. So I was looking forward to second season of Stranger Things. And after watching now all 9 episodes of the second season, did I enjoy the second season? Yes, I did enjoy it. Do I think it's as good as the first season? No, I don't think it's as good as the first season. I think they did make a couple of missteps here with this season. Some of the storylines felt a bit disjointed and a bit fractured. Some additions this year, namely Max, the gingerhead girl being added to the group. I'm not convinced that worked. I had no idea why they introduced Max's brother to the story, because he added nothing other than, that haircut. I thought he was going to save the day or something, or come through and be this big hero at the end, and he didn't do anything. He didn't add anything to the show. But other than that, brilliant show. Now, this is going to contain spoilers, so if you're watching this and you don't want spoilers, you probably do best to turn off, because I do find it hard to review TV shows, especially a full season, without talking about spoilers. So I won't go into really heavy stuff, but there will be spoilers here, guys. And this second series focuses on Will, who now is back from the Upside Down, but he's still having like these visions. It feels like he's never left. He's still being watched. He's still being monitored. The county or the district where they're in is rotting from underneath, which Hopper's investigating. 11 is now living with Hopper out in the woods. He's trying to keep her safe, but she wants to learn more about her identity and her past, what happened to her mother, and we learn right at the beginning of this season that there is somebody with similar powers to her on the loose, and we learn throughout this second season that this is like almost her sister, and she decides to go and track down at some point in the season. And then we have the Demogorgon, who was like the main creature from the first season. There is like a mini version of one of those that one of the gang finds in his trash can, and he befriends it. He looks after it. He treats it like a pet basically, and he calls it Dart, as in D'Artagnan. And this thing continues to grow and get continuously more dangerous, and it's basically a Demogorgon but in like a dog form. Now, if you see my review for the first season, I wasn't particularly impressed with the design of the Demogorgon in the first season. I didn't find it particularly scary, and I didn't find the effects particularly good. And I echo that in this season. I didn't find the demagogues, as they kept calling them, particularly frightening, or the effects particularly good for them, and I think they need to change the design up or have a different creature in season 3. But what I did find scary and menacing was this huge fog monster that was ominously throughout this season, that Will keeps talking about and drawing pictures of, and we get hints at, we see it in visions, and when 11's trying to close the gate and stuff, you see the shadow of it behind. And if that's coming in season 3, then I think that will be far more ominous and frightening than what they've given us previously. I thought Sean Astin was a good addition to the season this year. I thought he did really well. I liked his character. They didn't do with the character what I expected to. I thought there was going to be some big twist, or he was going to turn into some kind of villain or something like that, and that's not what happened at all. I think what they did with his character was really nice, how they developed it, but ultimately heartbreaking too. The gang, even though a little bit older, that chemistry's still there with them. All these kids, great chemistry. It still feels very Spielbergian in regards to how they approach the series. It's really well written, and for someone like me, who's I was born in 1972, so essentially I grew up mainly in the 80s. In regards to the culture and in the pop culture that impacted me the most was definitely the 80s. So this series really speaks to me. It's really well done. Really well filmed, looks great. It's lit in a certain way that makes it feel really retro. It's a very, very special show in a lot of ways, this one, guys. And if you have never seen Stranger Things, because believe it or not, there are still people out there that haven't seen it. If you've never seen Stranger Things, you need to go and see the first season, which is ultimately I think quite stronger than this is season 2. I do think they made a couple of missteps in this, and they added too much into the pot, like I say, that it just made it felt a little bit fractured at time. It didn't feel as tight as the first season, and that could be because there's more episodes this time round. Maybe they lost their way a little bit. The threat didn't feel as intense as the first season to me, and the storyline where they try and take down this base of scientists and stuff, it didn't really need that either so much. So even though I'm being reasonably critical of the second season, I did thoroughly enjoy it, and I think it's a fantastic show, and I'm really looking forward to season 3. So I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Very much looking forward to the third season, and like I say, if you haven't seen Stranger Things yet, I do implore you to go and give it a watch, guys. So there you go, Stranger Things 2. Thank you very much for watching.